black Skyactiv-x prototype looks like a rough Mazda 3, perhaps reconstructed after a bad wreck by an over-enthusiastic owner of a spot welder and lots of gaffer's tape. Rib ducts poke out of the dash, sending two breaths of conditioned air to no one in particular. Even its revolutionary engine, the thing we're here to experience, is entombed in a massive, nondescript cover to mask its unseemly noises. It's a wild, strange way to meet a very unconventional vehicle that promises diesel-like fuel economy, a wide torque band, and an exotic method for burning less gas than ever before. It takes a few hours for Mazda's engineers to explain the fundamental principles of operation. For more detail, read our Skyactiv-x spark-controlled compression ignition explainer, but here's a very brief overview. Skyactiv-x marries some traditional gasoline engine characteristics with a novel form of compression ignition called spied. The key for Skyactiv-x is to use very high compression in the cylinder and an extremely lean fuel-air mixture. Squeezed right to the cusp of getting hot enough to blow up all on its own, which is very hard to predict, a squirt of extra gas and a spark interject to cross that compression ignition threshold in a controlled and predictable manner. That takes a few essential components to get just right. One is a massive amount of computer processing power and some pressure sensors in the individual cylinders, because the ambient conditions change how and when these things happen. Skyactiv-x uses a clutched supercharger to pump in additional air when needed to nail the mixture precisely, and high-pressure injectors to get the low ratios of fuel to disperse properly in the chamber. And since it operates like a conventional gasoline engine, sometimes it uses valve timing to lower the very high compression ratio so it doesn't reach combustion ignition in that mode. In practice, the Skyactiv-x runs in compression ignition mode most of the time. In practical terms, that means it drives like a torquey gasoline Skyactiv engine. The torque curve is broad and flat, diesel-like in that respect. That also means it can get away with using a 6-speed transmission and a lower final drive for better response. There's enough grunt and economy together that Mazda can let the engine spin faster. At 60 miles per hour, it's running at roughly 1,000 more RPM than a similar gas engine, with greater efficiency.
Wow.